Hi, I'm Eric Siegel with Eric's Trains, and this is day 6 of the 2018 Eric's Trains Christmas Bonanza. 8 videos in 8 days, starting on Christmas Day and ending on New Year's Day. Alright, so for day 7, we've got the new Lionel 3-rail O-scale Milwaukee Road 484 S3 Northern number 260 in a Hiawatha paint scheme. Now, of course, the real Milwaukee Road number 260 was never done in a Hiawatha paint scheme, but that's okay. Lionel likes to do fantasy paint schemes from time to time. They call it a what-if paint scheme, and I think it's a pretty cool idea. I saw this in the catalog, I thought it looked cool, and so I bought one. You know, I've said this before, but I really don't care if a paint scheme is prototypical or not. What I care about is how it looks, and so I thought this looked great, and that's why I got one. That's the great thing about having a model railroad. It's your empire. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to obey the rules of the real world. Now, another reason why I chose the fantasy paint scheme this time around was because Lionel already did this model of the S3 about 7 or 8 years ago, and at that time I purchased the more realistic looking number 261. So now in my collection I've got the realistic looking 261, I've got the fantasy looking number 260, so I've kind of got the best of both worlds. I've got real and I've got fantasy. Of course, just because I'm okay with a fantasy paint scheme doesn't mean everybody else is. I know a lot of people freak out about stuff like this, and if you're one of those people, it's okay, calm down. In the very same catalog that this engine appeared in, Lionel offered several other road numbers and road names in a prototypical paint scheme. They offered Milwaukee Road 261, 262, and 265, and they also offered Lackawanna 1661. Now, because of the fact that I already own Milwaukee Road number 261 from the previous run that Lionel did 7 or 8 years ago, I'm not going to say a whole lot about this model in this video because I already did a full in-depth review of Milwaukee Road number 261 a few years back, and this new S3 is almost identical to the previous run. The only real difference that I can think of off the top of my head is that this new version has Bluetooth on board. Other than that, it's exactly the same as the previous run, has the same features, the same details. The only external difference you're going to see is the paint scheme and the road number. So if you want to find out all the info on this model, just check out the review that I did for number 261 a few years back, and that should tell you everything you need to know, or just check out the product page on the Lionel website. The only real thing I want to talk about feature-wise with this model is that a lot of people have asked why the new S3 does not have the whistle steam smoke effect like most other Lionel steam engines do these days. Well, it's because this is identical to the previous run. And when they first made the S3 back around 2011 or so, rather than having the whistle steam smoke effect, they instead chose to have a different smoke effect, and this engine has what is called the cylinder steam smoke effect. So rather than the effect of steam shooting out of the whistle, you're going to see steam shoot out of the bottoms of the cylinders instead. It's a really cool effect. In order to add the whistle steam smoke effect to this model, they would have had to retool it, which would have cost a lot of money, so I understand why they didn't do that. And I'm kind of glad because we haven't seen the cylinder steam smoke effect in a number of years, so it's kind of cool to see it back again. Anyway, that's just about all I have to say on this latest release of the S3. I'm glad they brought it back. It's a fantastic engine, and I highly recommend picking one up. If you're interested in purchasing one of these, the retail price, no matter which road name, road number, or paint scheme you get, is right at $1,700. Although keep in mind that if you go through a good Lionel dealer, you should be able to get a bit of a discount off that retail price. And as always, if you're looking for a good Lionel dealer, try my favorite train store, which is Legacy Station. You can find them on the web at www.legacystation.com or give them a call at 770-339-7780. Okay, let's go ahead and start this thing up.
This is the dispatcher. Do you copy? Yes, sir. Loud and clear. Over. Very good. Start up and hold. Roger that. Holding for your signal. Out.
These S3s actually have one horn and two whistles, and you can toggle between them using the aux 1 key on your Legacy or TMCC remote. And here's my favorite. Next up is the bell. Here's the sound of water being added to the tender.
My water's full. Acknowledged. Out.
Here's the sound of steam being released from the cylinders, and when I trigger the sound, you'll notice the smoke shooting out of the bottom of the cylinders. Pretty cool. Finally, here's a sampling of the always popular Crew Talk sounds, and I think we can all agree that these are the most accurate sounds on a model train ever.
This is the dispatcher. Please stand by. Over. Will do, dispatcher. Out. This is the dispatcher. You're cleared outbound. Over. Roger that. We got your signal. Out. I'm ready to roll, dispatcher. Can I get to the main line? Over. Negative. Stand by. Over. Roger that, dispatcher. Out. Dispatcher, train has arrived. Ready for the next run. Over. Roger that. You're on your mark. Out.
Okay, let's go ahead and move it out. right, that about wraps it up for day 6. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm Eric Siegel, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 7.